Hello and welcome everybody. I am Ejibin, your host from your favorite channel. I'm joined by my dad Anwar Islam and my lovely sister Salwa Mehri. If you're wondering that what type of government does North Korea have, then please hang on. Awaiting more news on this subject. So Salwa, let me start with you. You know, the government of North Korea has been dominated by the ruling Workers' Party of Korea since 1948. The reclusive state is seen as one of the last Stalinist regimes and is ideologically committed to cutting itself off from the international community in pursuit of its doctrine of national self-reliance. So, what would that mean to you?
Well, Farah, you have already mentioned that the Workers' Party of Korea is the ruling party of North Korea. It has been in power since its creation in 1948. Two other minor political parties also exist, but they are legally bound to accept the ruling rule of the Workers' Party of Korea. Elections occur only in single candidate races, and the candidate is effectively selected beforehand by the Workers' Party of Korea.
Thanks, Salwa. That the North Korea is now termed or described as a socialist and a totalitarian dictatorship. The government of North Korea subscribes to the communist ideologies under a dictatorship. So, what do you read of it?
North Korea officially describes itself as a self-reliant socialist country. In fact, the supreme leader is the chief of the state, who is elected by the People's Supreme Assembly. Since the liberation from the Japanese occupation in 1945, the position has been hereditary.
Of course, the current chief of state, Kim Jong-un, was elected unopposed after the death of his father, Kim Il-sung. We also know that the chief of state oversees the country's security, both internal and external, and heads the National Defense Commission, NDC. The chief of state also leads the presidium of the Supreme People's Assembly. So am I right?
Yep, the Supreme People's Assembly is regarded as nothing more than a rubber stamp because all the decisions are made by or drafted by the Workers' Party of Korea and the Presidium. Well, this impoverished country forbids all forms of freedom of expressions, political opposition, and independent media.
That we know private enterprise of any kind is officially banned in North Korea. What about practicing religion?
Although the North Korean constitution allows the freedom of religion, but the practice is different. The state has a hostile approach to religion, particularly to those it sees as a Western faith such as Christianity. The nation's official ideology is Jusei, a fusion of Marxism and Korean nationalism created by Kim Il-sung. The regime also views other practices outside this doctrine with deep suspicion.
Thank you, Dad. Salwa, it is a criminal offense for North Koreans to leave the country without government's permission.
Even government permission is needed to own a computer.
Salwa, one of the country's most brutal laws is the 3 generations of punishment rule. What is this?
Well, if one person is convicted of a serious crime, then he is sent to a prison camp. Then his immediate family will also be sent there, and the next 2 generations born in the prison camp will also remain there. So the edict was introduced in 1972 by Kim Il-sung and said up to the 3 generations had to be punished to wipe out the seeds of class enemy. An estimated 100,000 North Korean citizens are held in brutal prison for those who dare to break the rules.
The United Nations has repeatedly condemned what it calls a systematic human rights abuse in North Korea and has placed tough sanctions on the secretive regime. Dad?
Torture, forced labor, and public execution in the camps are the commonplace, according to the escapees.
Well, the UN inquiry into human rights in North Korea concluded that the gravity, scale, and nature of these violations reveal a state that doesn't have any parallel in the contemporary world.
Thank you, both of you. North Korea's recent strides towards building nuclear weapons has brought the hermit nation into sharp international focus. The state's young dictator, Kim Jong-un, was photographed relishing his national progress, developing a hydrogen bomb at a lavish celebration, even as the continued test brought the new United Nations sanction and an increasing threat of war. Thanks for watching.